Tonight, sporting clubs warned as thieves target them across the Eyre Peninsula, and Port Lincoln cinema redevelopment plans under scrutiny.
From our 7 Spencer Golf Studios, your nightly news with John Hunt begins now.
Good evening. Police are warning sporting clubs across the Eyre Peninsula to be vigilant with their money and not leave cash and tills overnight. It follows a series of break-ins and thefts over recent months. Sophia Contagonis has more.
Be vigilant and cautious. It's the message police want sporting clubs to hear.
Police are concerned about a growing number of sporting complexes that have been targeted over the Eyre Peninsula.
Over the last 4 months, sport facilities in Warramboo, Cummins and Port Kenny have all been targeted, the thieves stealing cash left in the till.
We're appealing to businesses and sporting clubs to look at their cash management practices to ensure that they don't become small targets.
Police asking the public to be aware and take extra precaution. In a separate incident, a 19-year-old Whyalla Stuart man has been arrested after breaking into 2 houses in Whyalla Stuart.
Police will allege that in the early hours of Sunday the 30th of January, the 19-year-old Whyalla Stuart man broke into a house in Quirk Avenue.
A short time later, he allegedly broke into another house on O'Day Street and stole a CCTV camera. Whyalla's criminal investigation detectives arrested the man on Tuesday. He was charged with theft and 2 counts of aggravated serious criminal trespass.
The man was refused bail and appeared before the Whyalla Magistrates Court.
It's the 3rd man to be arrested over breaking in and entering in Whyalla over the past month.
Whyalla, Port Pirie and Port Augusta have been named among the 9 vaccination hubs for COVID-19. Health workers, aged care residents and hotel employees will be the first Australians to be vaccinated. The initial phase of the rollout is expected to begin in early March, with SA Health contacting those eligible. Meanwhile, South Australia's hard border with Western Australia will be removed immediately. Travellers from hotspot locations will still be required to get tested and isolate until the first negative result comes back. The operator of Whyalla's Annie Lockwood aged care facility has been sanctioned, with the results revealing 8 key standards did not meet the necessary requirements. The Aged Care Quality and Safety Commission identified the service compliance rating for the facility was inadequate. SA Best Frank Pangello says the results are concerning.
It was found that the residents, their care was certainly being compromised, and it's quite serious.
In a statement, Kindred Living CEO says it acknowledges the facility was found not to meet the aged care quality standards, however is taking the necessary steps to improve. It was a busy morning on Broken Hill roads, with many children returning to school today. Police reminding the community that school zones and parking restrictions are once again in place, with 40-kilometre speed limits enforced during pick-up and drop-off times. New COVID measures also meant most parents had to say goodbye at the school gate. Kindergarten and some high school year levels have a slightly longer holiday and will be hitting the books next week. A 92-year-old picture theatre is facing demolition as part of a major redevelopment in Port Lincoln. The proposed plans haven't gone down well with everyone though, with a small film group encouraging the community to save the iconic building.
For just short of a century, the Flinders Theatre has stood tall in the heart of Port Lincoln.
It's an amazing old building that's full of history here in Port Lincoln.
But now it's facing a bulldozer, making way for a proposed $12 million civic centre.
I know it's just a draft plan, it was hurried, but I think it could be improved quite a bit.
The proposed complex boasts a new library, eatery, visitor centre, car park and a boutique cinema, but locals say it'll destroy a piece of Port Lincoln history.
I think it's vital that everybody has their say and that we do try to rally.
Once a popular nightclub before transforming into a cinema, the building has had a long life, but is beginning to show its age.
This cinema has a lot of character, a lot of history. It requires some upgrading naturally, but I think, once it's gone, we may well regret that we haven't cared for it and looked after it better.
The proposed plan is out for consultation until February 19. Film buffs waiting with bated breath to see whether the curtain will close once and for all.
Please, please have a say. Write a letter to council, go online, have a look at the survey, participate as much as you can.
Cinema's a vital part of the community.
Nathan Richter, 7 Spencer Golf News.
More than $13 million has been invested into fruit fly management following recent scares in Adelaide and Broken Hill. They were detected in South Australia's Riverland last month, forcing restrictions on fruit movement in the area. Federal and state funding is aimed at better understanding fruit fly management through 6 new projects. South Australia is considered the only mainland state to be free of the pest, despite the 2 outbreaks. Still to come tonight, Clean Seas meets with Whyalla locals about its proposed kingfish farm, and a Broken Hill pub turns 130. Welcome back. Clean Seas management met with Spencer Golf locals last night, discussing its proposed fish farm for Point Lowly. Staff saying the new plan will create jobs and investments for the Whyalla community.
A community briefing discussing a potential new fish farm.
Keen to, let everyone know what we're thinking in terms of jobs and investment in the community, career pathways for kids, and obviously export dollars for South Australia.
Whyalla and Point Lowly locals gathering to speak with Clean Sea officials. The community raising their concerns over the potential fish farm and its impact on the Point Lowly environment. Knocked back by council previously, the company's CEO taking the time to discuss the changes made in their new proposal.
Look, we've come with another compromise. We've talked about some of the issues that the Port Lowly residents are thinking in terms of the use of heavy vehicles and heavy vessels in that marina. So we've come with a plan tonight to hopefully address some of those concerns.
Mr Gatton says Clean Seas want to replicate the Port Lincoln fish farm, including all the environmental protections. He also says the company wants the blessing of council and the community before moving forward.
Operations that we're considering here for Whyalla are similar in size to what we do in Port Lincoln, so that employs about 70 people. So that gives you an idea for the sort of jobs that in time will be created. Spencer
Golf News reached out to Point Lowly community members but did not hear back. Sophia Contagonis, 7 Spencer Golf News.
A new RAA survey has revealed 3/4 of cyclists have been the target of road rage. The insurer issuing a fresh call for calm as more residents opt to ride.
Very dangerous, and especially in the country where people are at higher speeds, they need to remember you have to give them a 1.5 metres safe distance when you go past them as well.
Despite the figure, cyclist crash numbers have fallen since the introduction of safe distance rules in 2015. Uni Hub Port Augusta has officially moved building ahead of the start of the academic year. Staff say the new space will help provide students with more access during weekends and out of hours.
Making their presence known. Uni Hub Port Augusta is settling into their new CBD location after moving into the Institute building on Commercial Road.
We've always wanted to have a CBD presence to increase the interest in the Uni Hub and to be part of the community.
The new facility aiming to provide students with a secure space to study, use resources and seek support. Uni Hub previously shared space with TAFE on Carlton Parade, which helped them get off the ground. It's hoped the new campus will provide regional students with greater access.
To now have our own dedicated space where students can come and go after hours as well and study as they need to is just fantastic.
Students invited to take advantage of what the hub has to offer.
It'll actually provide access not just for students studying through the Uni Hub, it actually provides study for any students studying at any university from our region.
With the start of the academic year just around the corner, staff are encouraging anyone who is considering taking up studies to get in contact.
If people are interested in the community here in Port Augusta and are thinking about university study, it's certainly not too late.
Katrina Musson, 7 Spencer Golf News.
A Broken Hill institution has reached a major milestone today, with the Tidville Hotel celebrating its 130th birthday. Current owners making their mark on the building, with a distillery to open this weekend.
If these walls could talk, they'd tell the history of Broken Hill. The Tidville Hotel has evolved over the years, but never lost sight of its heritage.
Well, we've got St Tidville in the bar there and the history from R.C. Reeves all the way through. And when people come through, they start reading it, and even a lot of locals say, oh, we didn't know that.
It was on this day 130 years ago that this iconic pub first opened its doors.
It's amazing, you know, just to see the transformation.
Those transformations continuing as each owner adds a new twist. The renovated beer garden, just the latest incarnation.
She was a bit tired and run down, so we thought, well, while COVID's here, they had to shut us down, so I thought, well, let's get a kick start on it.
And it's not just about pots and palmies anymore. With the official opening of the Broken Hill Distillery tomorrow, the first and only of its kind in Western New South Wales.
The nearest one to us from the east coast will be Blackgate Distillery at Mindurin.
The 3 gin varieties taking inspiration from our city and the hotel that stood the test of time.
It's going to be a great day for our locals that are attending and start us something new for the town.
I think the people, the locals, they're what make it special.
Lachlan Itter, 7 Spencer Golf News.
Stay with us. Nominations closing for an Indigenous art competition in Broken Hill. And a new exhibition prepares to go on display in Port Pirie. Tenders are now open for Crystal Brook Shopfront Improvement Project. The Port Pirie Council initiative will see businesses in the CBD receive a major facelift, with works including repairs, replacements and painting. Council is hoping the project will help transform the town and entice more travellers to visit the region. Businesses interested in applying can find more information about the tender package online. The Quorn Silo Light Show has been nominated for the 2020 Australian Street Art Awards. Officially recognised as one of the best public art experiences in the nation, the digital art show has been shortlisted in the Best Mega Mural category. The innovative show bringing local stories to life and giving visitors access to an experience that has been labelled as both visually beautiful and respectful of local heritage. The winners in all 8 categories will be announced on Tuesday, March 2. Indigenous artists will have the chance to showcase their work, with deadline fast approaching for the Marima art competition. The broader artistic community in Broken Hill also set to benefit from a fresh funding announcement.
It's pieces like these that have helped Broken Hill become nationally recognised for its art scene. The search is on for the next masterpiece, with under 2 weeks left to submit works for the Marima Indigenous Art Awards.
We get 3D work, woodworks that are fantastic, fabric works, etchings, printings.
First prize will take home $2,000, with additional awards for emerging and best female work. The pieces to be judged by Erin Vink, a Nyampa woman and assistant curator of Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander art at the State Gallery.
It's a great way for artists to speak to artists, which is often something that isn't given the space.
Art across our region is set for a boost. West Darling Arts receiving funding to help the industry recover from the pandemic.
It's a grant that was received by all of the regional arts development organisations in New South Wales.
$130,000 has been secured for projects across all mediums. The flagship idea, developing a map highlighting the city's culture.
Which will be largely directed at the tourism, so that'll help with the visitor economy as well, we're hoping.
Lachlan Itter, 7 Spencer Golf News.
Sarah Waters Domestic Arts has been installed at Port Pirie's Gallery and Northern Festival Centre. The highly anticipated exhibition showcases contemporary and traditional craft pieces.
It's all hands on deck at Port Pirie's Gallery, with the doors officially opening tonight for this exhibition.
That was first shown at ACE Open in Adelaide in 2017, and so it's touring 7 regional venues. And it's a culmination of my art practice and some of my PhD work as well.
This art will be touring the regions with country arts support helping its journey. Sarah Waters has created these pieces with a meaningful story behind each of them.
often through my own family history stories, but often regional stories as well, and looking at the materials that make up everyday life for people, like towels or sheets or bedspreads or wooden bowls.
Be on the road for another 6 months, so Port Pirie really is the halfway point and we're really excited to be here.
A wallpaper has also been installed at one of the city's premier buildings.
About Port Pirie at the Northern Festival Centre, I think it really ties it all together, makes it a really regional focused show.
Sierra will also be hosting a ticketed workshop tomorrow morning.
Artist talks and a workshop and school visits, so come in and have a look and enjoy the work.
Hear Sarah speak about the work this Saturday. She's an amazing storyteller and you'll get some insights into the work.
Residents are encouraged to have a look, with the exhibition running until mid-March. Shari Hams, 7 Spencer Gulf News.
Preparations are well underway at the Salvation Army in Port Augusta, ahead of their Yeoku Weekend. The 3-day event providing something for everyone in the family. Features include a Kids Zone Club, a men's breakfast and craft day, and a family worship service on Sunday. This is the event's second chance, after it was postponed late last year due to COVID restrictions. More information can be found at their Facebook page. After a long hiatus, Broken Hill's Park Run returns tomorrow. Joggers will return to the racecourse from 8 a.m, hoping to beat their 5-kilometre PBs. Safety precautions including QR code scanners will be in place. It's free to take part and first-timers are welcome. However, new runners will need to register through the Park Run website. Stay with us after the break. Our cricket experts will preview the weekend's action. And Alex Sykes will have the latest weather details. Hello again. Cricket players will be back on the field again across our region this weekend. With a preview, here's our experts with their tips.
Hello and welcome to round 13 of Port Pirie cricket. With just 3 minor rounds to go and just 6 points separating the 4 sides, it's going to be a close finish. We start this round with Props taking on Wandera here at Memorial Oval with a 10:30 start. Props have come good in the second half of the season and be looking to make it another win here. I'm tipping Props to get over the top of Wandies. Over at Port Oval, it's Port Germain taking on Southport. Southport have had a resurgence this season and are starting to look the goods with a good balanced side. I'm going to tip Southport in that one.
G'day and welcome to round 4 of the Super League here in Port Augusta. This week we see Corn take on West Wyler in Corn. Corn are travelling pretty good. I don't know about Westies, but I'm going to lean towards Corn there. The other match sees South Augusta take on North Wyler. This will be a very good match. This match will be played at Etsa, but I'm going to lean towards South Augusta to beat North Wyler. So there are my 2 winners, Corn and South Augusta.
Hello and welcome to the final matchup between the Port Augusta and Wyler teams. The games in Wyler this weekend are Rupina and Central Stirling. In this one I'm tipping Central Stirling to win in a close one. In the second game is West Augusta taking on Central Wyler. I think Central Wyler are going to be too strong in this one.
Welcome to this week's Port Lincoln Cricket Tips. First game is Todd River travelling out to Whangaree to take on Southern Air. Southern Air had a huge win last week over top of the table Charlton and should be too strong for Todd River. In the next games, the top 2 on the ladder, Tasmans and Charlton, take each other on at Ravendale. Going to pick Tasmans to bounce back after last week's loss. And in the final game, weather permitting, out here at Centenary Oval, Lincoln South and Waybacks. Waybacks with a huge win last week, Lincoln South with a big win as well. A lot on the line for 4th spot with this one. Going to tip Lincoln South to be too good here and get the job done. Thanks for listening to the Port Lincoln Cricket Tips.
40 over cricket continues in Broken Hill this weekend. Central taking on North at the Alma Oval. The Magpies starting to build momentum. I think their batting carries a little bit more depth than North, and I think they may put too many runs on the board. In the other game at the Jubilee Oval, South take on West, and I think the Westies will hold too many guns for the Southerners.
Time now to check that all-important weekend weather forecast for the Spencer Gulf and Broken Hill. With all the details, here's Alex Sykes.
Thanks, John. It was a wet one across parts of our region today. From 3 p.m, partly cloudy conditions in Whyalla, reached 26 there. Similar conditions in Broken Hill, 24, and showers and winds in Clare, 19 degrees. Cloudy in Port Augusta, 26 degrees. It was showers and windy in Port Lincoln, 20. Similar conditions in Port Pirie, 26. 22 in Woodna, 21 in Kadina and Cleve. Sunny in Cooper Pedy and 25 there. 19 degrees in Adelaide. Taking a look at the satellite image now, clouds swirling over southern SA with a deepening low and associated cold front causing gusty rain, heaviest in the central parts. High-level cloud crossing the far northeast in a trough is causing no rain bearing. Moving on to tomorrow's weather outlook now, and we'll start with the Gulf waters. Winds west to northwesterly up to 30 knots, seas 2 to 3 metres, and south to southwesterly swell 1 to 2 metres. Cloudy conditions tomorrow with temperatures mainly in the 20s, Port Lincoln 22 and 23 in both Cleve and Woodna. Whyalla mainly fine, 25, 26 in Port Augusta. Kadina is set to reach a high of 24 degrees. Port Pirie, possible morning shower, 24, shower or 2 in Clare, and Broken Hill be mostly sunny with the region's top of 28 degrees. Taking a look further through the week now, conditions slightly warming up on Sunday. Cooper Pedy sunny and 31, windy in Port Augusta 26, cloudy conditions in Whyalla and Kadina both set to top 24 degrees. Warming up on Monday with sunny conditions across the region, 34 in Cooper Pedy, 29 degrees in both Woodna and Port Pirie. Kadina set to reach a high of 27 and Adelaide will top 24. And similar conditions forecast for Tuesday, 36 in Cooper Pedy, 34 in both Woodna and Port Augusta, a degree cooler in Port Pirie, 33 and 25 in Port Lincoln. So John, mild conditions set for the weekend, but it's certainly looking to be a beautiful start to next week. And that's all the weather from me for tonight. It's back to you.
Thanks, Alex, and that's the local news for tonight and the week. Just a reminder, you can follow us on social media at Facebook, Twitter and YouTube. I'm John Hunt. Thanks for your company. I'll have updates later, and we will be back Monday night at 7 p.m. Have a great weekend. Good night.